Hello guys, welcome to my beginner's guide for Chambers of Xeric. This is tips and tricks to slowly make sure you know everything that needs to be known for a little bit of efficiency as a beginner. Keep in mind, if you're very good, not a guide for you. It's definitely a beginner guide. So let's start off with room light. You kind of want to have a Chambers of Xeric activated, pretty much activate everything that you want. I whitelit the tightrope because you can skip it. It's a little bit advanced, so don't pay attention to this. But the blacklist actually is the most important one over here. The triple V's stands for Vasa, Vespula and Vanguard, which basically means those are the most annoying one. Tekton is totally optional. I rather don't have it, but you know, hey what? I set it up anyway there since I don't have a bludgeon on my Ironman. So this part contains about the rotation of Chambers of Xeric. So you want to skip out on the Vasa, Vespula and then the Vanguards. The very easy ones considered to be Guardians, Skeletal Mystics, Shamans and Muttadiles. Optional Tekton. There are two sets of rotations. Honestly, you don't really need to pay attention to it. When you're a learner, just keep in mind there are two rotations and you don't want to have the V's. So well, for scouting a raid actually, you want to search for, let's see, a room which doesn't have unknowns. So this is a very good room. It's unfortunately a Vasa, therefore not all too helpful for beginner guides. If you actually leave this room to find another raid, honestly, start the raid first, because there is a bug, and then leave. You should be all good to go to search for another rotation. Once you find a raid that you actually like, everything is white, nothing is red, nothing is unknown, you can actually hold with a second account your raid or a friend, so you can gear up yourself. So now you're geared up and you might think actually, why did we need that second account? So honestly, in my opinion, for the pre-pot. The pre-pot stands for everything besides you going in. So let's say you scavenger, you find a room, you have to go immediately. If you go out and another account hold your raid, oh by the way, you have to be general to hold a raid in whatever friends chat or chat channel you are. So it actually exists about Avenge. So you have the cooldown on Angler, Ranging and a Super Combat 1 doses. Then you pick up everything that you usually would use. Oh, and a stamina. So for the next part, you don't want to start it until the other account is logged off or out of the friends chat. Honestly, that's the best way possible, otherwise it scales and you definitely don't want to scale it. So this is one and you can then start. Running towards your first room, actually you want to pray often, protect from melee, since the scavengers can hit up to, I think 20 if I'm correct. Anyway, to keep up your boost of your angler, you just rapid heal once and then, if you see it over here, it actually goes from full back to full, you know, half to full. So the safe spots that you can use is this one over here with this layout, or actually this one over here for the big one. What you theoretically can do as well, once he spawns over here, you stand here and you hit him. He walks diagonal, you go like this, and you have a safe spot created anyway. So there are 3 safe spots, which are quite easy. So this is basically a range kind of boss, so you protect range. Okay. I do personally do magic here, but it's optional. You can range him, you can melee it anyway, and you're just gonna chop the tree, and every time you got an XP drop, you just do one hit with either ranging or melee on him. protect for melee over here.
Oh.
Don't worry, you can just keep standing there. It's all good.
Yeah, with Muta, you want to put on your highest range defense for the little guy. So that would be your armor legs.
Okay.
Yeah, and he cannot go under 50% HP. And then a stat, for example, yeah. Perfect. You can now walk under with protect melee and then step out when you deal damage, and go back like that. And this was actually one of the... So basically how I will describe this is the boss that you actually did was the most damage dealing boss out there. Like there is no other boss that deals more damage.
Really?
Yeah, than that one.
Okay, so should I bank some
Oh
stuff
yeah,
now,
bank your now shamans though. Shamans are either extraordinarily easy once you know how to fix it correctly, or super difficult if you have no idea what you're doing. So I actually hit it, went back. As you can see, he is still focusing on me. I go all the way to northeast, south. He should theoretically, yes, be here. You wanna go to the most northern tile, run instantly away, because he can deal splash damage quite a lot. You need about a 10 tile, oh my bad, not on rapid, to make this actually viable. You can theoretically hop between lure, hit, run back, it's totally optional, but this safe spot is one of the better ones for beginner PVMers at COX. You can of course do it with both accounts, or sorry, with both the monsters, but I will show you any other easy way. As long as you're not correctly in between any tiles, he can actually jump. Watch out for the poisons. They do so much damage, so really don't wanna... He's jumping. The moment he jumps, you really wanna make sure you're stuck behind walls. You don't go really after walls. As you can see, I'm poisonous. It's not the best, but therefore we have the sand view. And you can just AFK it. Basically...
Wait, so that was also a boss?
Yeah, that was a puzzle boss indeed.
Or like, yeah, exactly.
So now you equip full ranging again. You protect for ranging and do rigor on. And don't, you know how shamans works, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay, Slayer task or whatever. So don't get hit by the splash damage, because you will get wrecked.
Oops.
If you stand around corners, he doesn't jump. So walls, corners, things like that.
Okay. Easy.
Yeah, this was... So basically this room, if you know how it works properly, you don't ever take damage, you can instantly safe spot it, and just AFK. But that comes along the way with, you know, repetition.
Okay.
You can just run here and safe spot him, by the way. That's why you would go to the rock. Don't run like that, because he can jump. The Thieving Room. It actually, RuneLite has a plugin which called COX Thieving. Once you activate it, it all becomes yellow, where potentially the bed is. So this increased with your thieving level, how fast you can pickpocket it, and it increases whether you have a lockpick or not. So 99 with a lockpick, fastest way to pickpocket. You want to open all the yellow ones until you get 4 greens. 3 of the greens are poisonous, which is this one by any chance. The other one is bats. Okay, so now we have bats. If you're full HP and you're done with the room, you can think about opening the precisely one with poison, so you can eat it up to get more points. Every bat gives a little bit of points, but if you're full HP, you don't get the points. So you either want to eat while doing the next difficult monster, or you want to eat it and just, you know, poison chest yourself and eat it up. Totally optional. To make your run a little bit more faster towards if you want to speed run it whether or not, or just more efficient, you can already throw in a little bit earlier and then, you know, scavenging around for new ones. Every scrub helps along the way. The closer you are towards the actually thought or whatever it is, like the tray that they're eating from, the faster the room is. So you want to consist out of maybe these 4 consistently and then go towards here. That actually might be way faster than scavenging all around and whatever. Another great tip actually involves 2, 4, 6, so we can drop 3. Watch my points. It's 7.015. When I dump them in, it's 7.515. If I now pick those up, they don't go over. So we only needed 6. We threw in 6, we picked up a couple, threw in again, right? That means you deliberately did too much work. So keep in mind, if you see with the plugin you need 5, don't pick a full inventory. That's just wasting time. So actually, if an Ironman gets the bats, you still can drop it for your friends, but not the other way around.
Yeah.
Food and spots and things, just spots.
Okay.
Keep your gear.
Well,
Why the fuck did I keep this one? Whatever.
So theoretically you can bank pretty much everything and pick it out, but sometimes it gets messed up, and since you're new raider, I wouldn't really suggest it. Just a little bit of potion should be fine. So the next room, this apparently is the room for challenge modus, but you know, potato doesn't matter whether it's not a challenge mode. The thing is, you kind of want to do a lot of magic here if you have a Sang staff, because you can actually heal up. So if you overload, for example, and you lose 50% HP, you take your Sang and you do everything with the Sang. So now you just smash, take another one, smash, and it makes it very easy. Honestly, there's nothing that I tips or tricks besides that.
nice.
So that last hit, for those who didn't see it, was a mage hit on the crab, so you actually might heal. So another great thing, for example, is we come from the crabs, we walk all the way, still with magic. Let's pretend we have a Sang. I just hit him and hopefully we heal. So you can actually hit him and walk, and if there is something you need, you can pick it up at the same time. And you might be full HP again. Killing the scavengers with Protect from Melee on and a Blood Fury. Especially the Blood Fury heals you quite a bit back. So let's say you're not 99 yet and Olm is about to start. You really want to have it for the extra heals.
Guy is strong, dude. What the heck?
Yeah, honestly, Lance isn't working properly here. And then a Blood Fury instead of a Torture. So that doesn't help all too great for me either.
If you run up on Tekton, you actually save an extra tick. You can attack twice. Or,
Ooh.
well, I can attack twice, but you would be able to stall the tick, so that way I don't get hit.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
So here I'll attack the purple one and then I'll run, but I'll stay along this west wall so the green one can drag around the corner. It's like I'll wait here for a bit
smart idea.
and go up. Yeah, exactly like that. Perfect.
Yep.
That way, yeah, you got it. Oh, my health.
Yes.
my HP.
Don't die indeed. That's a good one.
Oh, easy. Just enter here and hit the purple. We got a lucky compass direction on this layout.
I misclicked.
It's okay. He'll forgive you.
For this one time.
Because it thinks it can reach you, because there's no obstacle in front of it, because there actually is an obstacle. Like, it's like it can see you, but because it can't reach you, it thinks it's trying to melee you, so it doesn't attack very often.
Exactly. It's like an easy safe spot, like 90% safe spottable. So what Blazeking actually is doing, he goes towards here, hit him once and goes back. Thereby he de-aggroes since the rendering progress is a little bit too far. So this actually is a good Ironman trick. And that is, you don't need your private room in a solo anymore. Consider it's only solos. So if this guide is for you and you want to solo it, even though you're a beginner, just to see whatever every room is, you can use the shared. Couple of months, I think 2 or 3 months ago, actually the Jagex recently changed that towards you can deposit it in the shared and still take it out. If you're not an Ironman, always use the shared, whatever. But solely this tip is for Ironmans. If you're solo, throw it in. Don't throw it in when you're duo, trio or whatever with mains, because everything will be considered for them then. You cannot get it anymore back. In my opinion, another great tip is actually the words, or well, words, you know, the alphabet right here. So the S stands for scavenging, the F stands for farming, which are all the rooms, by the way. C stands for combat, and then P stands for puzzle. So scavengers, farming, combat, which is Muttadiles, combat again, which is shamans, scavenging, puzzle, which is thieving, combat, which was mystics, puzzle, which was scrubs, and then scavengers, farming. So running along the way, you already know what you need to bank or pick out of the bank, considered to be where you're at in line. So you're going to need to prep, which means you need to set a farming and you need to set the files. Honestly, in my opinion, you always set the seeds first, since they need to grow and it takes like a minute. In that minute you can do other things, therefore more efficient. Let's say picking up some files, throw them in either the water or whatever you want to do. Now there is 2 different ways of going about farming. We have 3 different seeds here. Puchu is for the restores, pretty much needed, and for the prayer enhance, and for the Saras. So Saras restores enhancements. If you have a room, like I did, which has Muttadiles, which is always 2 overloads, you don't need these 2. But let's pretend we do, right? We don't have an overload yet. The thing is, you want to plant either one of the 2 things first, precisely goal part theoretically first to be most efficient, and then always a Puchu. If you're with friends, let's say somebody makes the overload, the other one makes the restores, for example, and the third person does the files. So watch this, guys, for the files. We are 45 seconds. That's 1, 2, way too slow. You can actually pick lots, have everything in the bank. Now you see that actually going towards this. We are already 25 seconds in. Let's say this is gonna be 30 seconds, right? This whole run 30 seconds. It's a little bit on the slow side, honestly it is. The better way to go about it is actually, once you pick lots, you have this in your inventory. What do we have in the inventory? Of course, water, extra, law. Humidified. Everything instantly filled. It saves you about 25 seconds. Doesn't seem long, but keep in mind, if you do that for 3 people, a full inventory, that's 1.5 minutes. Do that times 500 raids, you're gonna be happy that you didn't do that, right? It saves you a lot. Let's say you over-prepped because you're not that comfortable and you have more than 1 full brew for each person that you're going. Use this trick to actually provide you a little bit more. Drop an Oval, drop an Enhance, drop a Sara, drop a Restore. Okay, we are fully equipped with food and everything. Right? We have a full dose of everything on the ground. 4 doses. Once we drink an Overload, once we drink an Enhance, we can use a whole freaking pot over here. Check our HP where we at. Here at 118. Rapid heal if needed, otherwise you lose it. Drink about 2 of the Restore, so you're kind of full anyway. Once you drop this, you can pick up everything that you like again. And you actually are potted 5 minutes plus 4 doses. Which is way better than drinking 3 doses. Now you have one whole 5 minutes extra in the chambers. Suicide pile or not? Is that helpful for entry? Depends in my opinion. If you're trio, it's definitely not needed, even with 2 learners. But in a duo, perhaps?
If both players are less experienced, I would say definitely it could help if they also have lesser gear. Like if they don't have Lance or Trident. Well, of course they'll have Trident. You can't really do it without a Trident. Well,
exactly. It's difficult.
Yeah, it's really weird. I would say it probably isn't necessary. Like I can almost guarantee you and I will not need a pile.
No, definitely not.
But I don't know. I wouldn't do a pile for regulars. I would maybe do it in CMs if you were duoing and learning that.
Okay.
So it might be worthwhile mentioning. Like you could do a pile if you're not comfortable, but if you're doing this, and you're also in a challenge mode raid, then it could definitely benefit.
Okay, so it will always be like in the order that I have every armor piece in the correct slot.
So the confusing part that people go through is sometimes they have like gaps in the top of their inventory, so that everything will slide over. That's what Prayer was talking about earlier. What makes it confusing. But if you like fix your inventory before you deposit it, it's a confusing thing for sure.
Yeah, I honestly I still struggle with it, and I'm 1,000 kills in. You know, it definitely.
Well, the private chest. It's because you have to because he has to put it as an Ironman. He has to put all of his stuff in private. Like he can't put his stuff in shared.
True.
So it makes it really difficult for him. Just deposit and open the
exactly.
Yeah, perfect. And then just hit deposit and withdraw.
And withdraw.
Easy game, dude.
All right. Wasn't too hard.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the things people never learn because nobody ever tells them that's how it works. So it's like they always struggle. Like I've seen people with like 100 KC take the same time as like a 0 KC or to gear up because they don't know how the bank works. You know.
Yeah.
Which is normal. It happens. It is what it is. But your priority as the head runner, especially at your KC, is to run back and forth when the head as a reaction to the head. You don't. I want you to hit, but your priority is not damage.
Okay.
Priority is just going back and forth.
But like, why do you like have to keep following the head?
So each time the head turns, it does an auto attack. It turns its head based on who has what side has more people.
Okay.
So because we'll both be on the left, it'll turn away from Prayer Pro and it'll move towards us.
Okay.
And you're gonna go to the right, but I'm gonna stay to tank a hit, and then I'll go with you. And we'll just repeat the motion. So what I'm doing exactly is not what you're gonna do. You're gonna just go back and forth when the head turns. You won't tank. You're not supposed to take any damage during mage part.
So it will let me know when I've done something wrong.
Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all good. Don't worry. So you actually want to mark these tiles from mage to middle to dump to pinky as well here. So these indicates where to stand for each particular role and each side where Olm spawns. So if you're, for example, in a trio, best way to go about is one major, one person in the middle who's walking between those 3 tiles, and one on the pinky. If you actually do deal damage as a major on pinky, make sure you need to be on long range, otherwise it doesn't register and you will get dragged out towards stump.
Just make sure your staff's on long range.
It's already is, but good call.
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped mine there as well.
Right now it's melee set, so I'll stay for an extra hit,
Mm-hmm.
and during the null I'll go to the middle, and then to the right. And now we're mage set, so we'll be fine for the rest of the kill.
Exactly.
And then I just go to this middle tile here, as a habit, a good habit for when it's flame phases. You won't get a flame wall.
Yeah, fair enough. That makes sense. Nice.
One of the things a lot of people do by mistake, and you can come. One of the things people do by mistake is when they notice that the mage hand is about to die, they'll switch to the melee hand early. But if they don't stay on the left side to tank a hit, then the head will automatically it'll jack to the right and do a special, and will also do a double auto back to back because it skipped one of the autos, so it's doing 2 autos to catch up while it does a special.
It's a little bit in advance for this guide, but very good to know.
Yeah. On final phase, it could definitely make or break you, because if that special ends up being healing, then you guys are just sitting there with nothing to do. You know.
Yep, that definitely occurs with your time for speed, or if you already killed the mage, you're kind of screwed anyway.
Now here it's flame phase, so instead of standing on this middle tile, I'll move over, and just before he does his attack, I move over in case it's flame, but I'll stay still, and then move to the middle for his second auto. And there you see he actually nulled. He did do a flame wall, but because I was on that middle wall, or that middle tile, I was on the edge of his peripheral vision. So he thought I was against the wall, so his flame wall blanked instead of got shot.
That is next level shit.
See, that's just the habit of doing this. It's just when you attack, you do 2 attacks,
Mm-hmm.
and then you move to the middle instead of doing the next attack. So it's just 3 attacks on the left and 1 attack on the right, but you do that third attack on the left from this middle tile instead. It's a good thing. I have a bad habit of not doing this, but it's a good habit of good luck.
No,
So right here,
I got freezes.
right. So right there, if I hadn't stayed because I lost ticks, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
no matter what, like I lost ticks there, which is fine. Obviously, we're not trying to be perfect, but if I had gone to the melee hand early instead of tanking there, then we would have had a special and 2 autos instead of just 1 auto between us.
So if you overload and you need to eat, just make sure you get your heal back before you eat. Saves you a little bit on the blues. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to say both next to Pinky and so in the middle?
Technically, the best thing would be for us both to be in the middle. We'll both tank auto attacks, but then it'll split the uniques between us. But if you're low on food, you can go to the side and just say, "Hey, I'm out. I'm going over to the side."
Yeah, I'm now
have
going actually.
Perfect.
Yep.
So I'll tank right from this middle tile, and I'll be along this tri-staleness wall, so I don't have to worry about flame walls. But yeah, as long as someone's in the middle, it'll stay facing the middle. A lot of people, what they do or what they think they do, is they both go to the far side of the room. But the problem with that is it's random when he turns his head. So he can just stay on the left or the right the whole fight. And you'll tank everything anyway. So like right here, I can tank if you want to back up.
I'm definitely gonna back up.
So like I would have a learner just stay on the back the whole time, and I would just tank everything.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Purple?
Let's hope so. Never lucky.
Yeah, purple.
Ooh, you got purple for the video. Nice. So if you actually tile mark the hands, the arms, you can actually see it a little bit earlier where he is gonna spawn. So you don't react on it, but you can predict it.
Okay, so I should just keep
Underneath
standing on
you?
the other side.
Yep.
Stay here. Stay here.
Okay. Oh my.
Now go.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, as the head turns, you'll react to it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing perfect like that. So
Mage.
I unequipped my primordial boots, so I deal more damage.
Alright.
So that's why
And-
certain people drop it on the ground once Xeric aids. So if you want, you can explain the caps.
It's mainly for
Yep.
so that just eat up all the way to full, and attack the hand between brew hits or brew clicks, because it doesn't stop you from attacking. So just
Okay.
click hand and then brew, hand, brew, hand, brew, hand, brew. But the gaps are so during the flame phase. One of the specials is like an AOE. Just stay there. And keeping gaps will prevent the AOE from spreading.
So the less experienced player can either stand on melee arm, as I do right now, or skip as well. Both roles are very easy. It's just a preference depending on duo or trio. I will quickly grab my
Gaps.
brew, because, you know.
Move over one to them.
Yeah, so
Oh.
overloads in 20 seconds. If actually I don't heal up, the overload will heal me up. As you saw that I was portaled, linked with the thumb player, Blazeking went from middle arm towards 5th. So 1, 3, 5. And this is 2, 4. He skipped a row for me to go to middle then. So I don't really lose DPS.
I'm freeing you.
So I
Go
free
to the right, go to
myself.
the right.
I free myself right now towards the southern place, because otherwise the mage skip will not help, since I'm above towards middle after pinky. So we don't kill this arm, by the way. Don't kill it. Like, leave it on 10% or something.
Yeah.
Okay, you can kill him,
So-
and then now mage swap and kill the mage arm as fast as possible. After the mage is dead, then you equip full ranging right now.
So stay on the same tiles you were before and turn with the head. So don't come over here. Do exactly what you're doing before. Go to the right.
Okay, turn with the head.
Yep, and eat all the way up.
Oh my
Don't die.
God. Jesus.
So rocks are falling, so you just want to like move in like a box kind of pattern.
Oh.
Yeah, this is like the square kind of X crossing.
Stay on the left side.
Oh, should I stay on the left side? Alright.
Perfect, turn.
Try to survive.
Good luck, good luck. Oh, it's fine, it's dead.
I don't think that counted.
No, it didn't count indeed.
Oh.
So it wasn't deathless raid, so that's very nice.
Oh, nice.
A special thank you towards Blazeking, ThePerfectG on YouTube and Twitch. I will leave down all his links in the description. Once again, thank you guys, and much appreciated. Give him a little bit of love by following and subscribing to his channels. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And follow me on twitch.tv/qualitycontentstream. Have a good one. Bye.